Hello, let's continue practicing completing the square. Yesterday I taught you how to do it step by step. This is the exact example I gave you. First we have to get the square root of the first term, divide the second term by 2x, and just copy the third term and simplify everything. I also mentioned that you have to make sure that the coefficient of the first term is positive 1. But what if it's not positive 1? Then you have to make an extra step before we proceed to these exact steps. Here's an example. What if we have negative x squared plus 6x minus 3 equals 0? Well, some students would like to cut short it, but yep, I will just have to teach you how to do it slowly so you understand and make sure that your signs and answers are correct. Okay, so let me just go get my pen here. Hold on. Here we go. Completing the square. Negative x squared plus 6x minus 3. I want to factor out negative 1 here. So this is equal to negative x squared. 6x divided by negative 1 is negative 6x. And negative 3 divided by negative 1 is positive 3. Now we have a positive x squared. Now we can start completing the square. So this is also equal to, I want to use a bracket here. The first step we have to do is to get the square root of x squared, so that's x. Next, divide negative 6x by 2x, so that's negative 3. The same step, enclose that and square it. Next, look at this number, negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. So we have to subtract 9 from this. And then just copy the third term, plus 3. And there you have it. All we have to do now is to simplify. X, this is negative. Sorry, x minus 3 squared. Negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6. Okay. Negative 1 times this is 0, so this must be equal to 0. So we say x minus 3 squared minus 6 is equal to 0. Add both sides by 6. Add 6 both sides. X minus 3 squared. On the left, of course, plus 6, that means 0. And on the right, we add 6, that means this is equal to 6. Okay? Or we can see it this way. What number, when you subtract 6 is 0, then this must be equal to 6. That's another way of looking at it. Now to solve x, we get the square root of both sides. Of course, there's one positive value and one negative, because negative times negative is also positive. So this is x minus 3, and this is plus minus square root of 6. Okay? But we're looking for x, so we add 3 both sides. So negative 3 plus 3 is 0, so what's left here is x. We also add 3 on the right side, so we have 3 plus minus the square root of 6. So we have two answers here. One is x equals 3 plus square root of 6, and another is 3 minus square root of 6. Here's another example to show you that what if we have a coefficient of x squared not equal to 2? That's very simple. You just have to factorize 2. Okay? You can pause this video and try it yourself. Okay, this is how we do it. So factorize 2. So that means to say we have to divide all the terms by 2. So we have to bring 2 here outside. So we have 2x squared divided by 2 is x squared. 6x divided by 2 is 3x. Again, we have to consider always the sign. Negative 3 divided by 2 is negative 3 over 2. Equate that to 0. Okay? And if 2 times something equals 0, this something here must be equal to 0. So we can say x squared plus 3x minus 3 over 2 is 0. Okay? And we can go back to the method the steps we did last time. So what we do is we get the square root of x squared, and that is x. Divide this by 2x, so that's positive 3 over 2, and close that in parentheses. Square it. Take a look at this. Square that. So that's 9 over 4. We subtract 9 over 4 from this. So minus 9 over 4. And finally, copy the last term. Minus 3 over 2. Simplify. Okay. So we process this first, step by step. So this is like x plus 3 over 2 squared. This is like a common factor is 4. Least common denominator, I mean, is 4. So we have here 9. And since this is, this is negative, that means to say we have a plus here. Because this always say, like, you are enclosing it in parentheses. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so 6 divided by 4 is also equal to 3 divided by 2. That's negative. That's also negative. Negative times positive is negative. Okay, so we can now equate this to 0. Okay, I'll just continue here on the right side. So what we have is x plus 3 over 2 squared minus, what's 9 plus 6 is 15, and we have here 4 equals 0. Bring this to the other side, that becomes positive. So x plus 3 over 2 squared equals 15 over 4. Isolate x, get the square root of both sides, plus minus. So we have here x plus 3 halves equals positive negative square root of 15, and square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so bring this to the other side, that makes it negative. So x is equal to negative 3 plus minus square root of 15, since they have a common denominator, so all over 2. Is this right? Let me check one more time. 3 minus square root of 15 over 2, and negative 3 plus square root of 15. Yeah, I think this one's correct. Take note that we have two answers here, just like what we have here in the previous example. One is plus and one is minus. Okay. Take note that if we have to find the the vertex, so that means to say we can use this in a vertex form, but you have to consider 2 as our A. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you so much.